My name is Justice Frimpong, and I'm going to be doing an Unblock Me analysis for design of educational games. So for the background, it's a puzzle game for people ages 10 and up, and I actually played the physical game during after-school programs when I was younger, but when I got into high school and I had an iPhone, I downloaded the actual iOS app, and that's what I'm going to be analyzing here right now. So the objective of the game is to move this red piece all the way to the right and out of the actual puzzle board, and the way you do that is by moving these brown pieces out of the way, and you can only do that by moving um, each piece like according to the rectangular shape. So this one is more vertical, so you can only move it up and down, and this one's horizontal, so you can only move it left and right. And there's also an undo button and a reset button, and then there is a hint button, but you can only use that for a limited amount of time. There are actually two modes to this game. So there is a relax mode and then challenge mode. And in the challenge mode, you actually earn stars according to how many moves it took you to actually solve the board, and as opposed to relax mode where it doesn't count how many moves you made. And there are actually 4 different difficulties in this game, ranging from beginner all the way up to expert. I feel like this game is fun because it is primarily challenge based according to the MDA framework, but it also has that submission aesthetic when you play relax mode. It also has the sensation aesthetic because when you actually get the block out of the puzzle, it plays like this happy sounding noise. And then it also has sort of this discovery aesthetic because there's over 14.5 thousand different puzzles that you can play through. The reason it's so challenging is because, well, the puzzles are actually hard, like, by themselves, but then there are different layers of competition and goals. For example, one goal would be to get 3 stars on a puzzle by hitting the optimal move sequence. But if you can't do that, but you still want to better your score, you can keep playing the puzzle over and over again until the move counter actually goes down. And I feel like this introduces replayability, and that's why it's fun for me. Other reviews on iTunes say like the game was challenging and fun because you can play the harder levels. It's a great game, simple but challenging. Over 300,000 ratings have gone into this game in iTunes, and it's received like a 3.5 star, which is pretty high. And then on Common Sense Media, this kid who was 10 years old in 2010 said the game was cool but really hard, and he gave it an A+. As for education, it's a puzzle game, so it challenges players' critical thinking and problem solving, much like Sudoku does. According to Common Sense Media, what kids learn are logic, prediction, solving puzzles, and strategy, which helps their thinking and reasoning, helps their self-direction by effort and perseverance, and helps their emotional development by the perseverance. I feel like this game is much like Zombie Division in that it's not trying to teach you from scratch what problem solving is, but it's helping increase their fluency. When kids first start playing this game, they might try the naive strategy, which is trial and error, just moving any block they can see until they beat the game, or they get frustrated and quit. But as their problem solving skills start going up, they'll try new strategies such as reverse engineering, planning by simulation, and or breaking things down. One example where kids would use this serial problem solving skill would be in a 5-paragraph essay. So the main goal would be to complete the essay, but when you break it down, you would have the sub goal of completing the 5 paragraphs, the 1 introduction, the 3 body paragraphs, and the conclusion. And then to break that down further, you would know in the introduction you would need to actually introduce your topic, and then in your thesis you would have the topics for the 3 body paragraphs. And then for the 3 body paragraphs, you write about those topics, and in the conclusion, you would tie everything together. Another example would be when adults want to ask someone out on a date, they will probably play scenarios in their head as to how different strategies will go. And when they settle on a best probable one, they'll do it. As for the mechanics for learning, it's just playing the game itself. The more you play it, the more fluent you get at these skills. And here are the sources that I use. Thanks. Alright.